I appreciate that. But I've also learned from your lack of consideration, generally speaking. Obviously not in that case. So it was already up to the mic and ready to go.
You calling me inconsiderate?
Absolutely. You're the most inconsiderate person I know. I mean, you're like,
You're right.
let's do a morning show because you have nothing better to do in the morning. And I was like, all
I
right.
don't.
I know you don't, but I did. But do I? I do. I have so many things. Why did I open up the wrong goddamn document?
I don't know.
What is this world
'Cause
coming to?
You're busy putting down one of your employees. That's terrible.
It's what I
Terrible
do.
business practice.
It is a terrible business. I never claimed to be a good businessman. I never claimed to be good at the job that I do. I'm just doing all I can to survive. And you know what helps me survive is tearing down my employees. That's what helps build me up.
And now you wonder why I told the new guy to run away.
Yeah, by the way, new guy. Daniel Tafoya. He's actually not a new guy, technically. He was here a while ago for a bit.
He got used to the punishment and came back for more.
Well, actually, I wasn't. It wasn't me at the time. So he's getting he's getting ready for some new punishment now.
New punishment.
But he's technically outranks us all. Or actually, does he outrank me? I don't even know. I think I was there, but I don't think I was the editor in chief at the time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to LRMornings with Kyle and Jammer. I'm Kyle.
I'm Jammer.
And we're off to a great start on Friday here at my house. My son decided to. He builds things with Legos, right? We call him a master builder, like the Lego Movie, because the dude does. We buy him sets. He'll build the set with the instructions, and he rips it apart and builds whatever the hell he wants, and he can build some incredible things. But he is still only 5, so he got incredibly frustrated, and I had to take the Legos away because they were causing a scene. But now he's watching The Amazing World of Gumball, which, I'm still not quite sure if I should let him watch that show.
Why?
It's designed for kids that get adult humor, really. I mean, really it is.
Is it designed for kids to get adult humor, or is it more just like it's good for kids and then also adults can enjoy it?
Yeah, but they don't, it's not as thinly, it's more thinly veiled. It's not as deeply buried. It's on the surface, man. Have you ever seen it?
No,
I think we've had this
conversation.
Conversation. You were put off by the animation?
No, I like the animation a lot. I just I've never had a chance to actually watch it.
It's on Hulu, if I'm not mistaken. Give it a shot, because even as a grown-ass adult, I can sit down and watch like back-to-back-to-back episodes and enjoy it all. It's not kid-friendly whatsoever. It
totally is, though. It's a kid show, so it is kid-friendly.
Look, there's an episode where the two main characters, Gumball and Darwin, want to go to a ghost party, and one of the characters is a ghost, right? But they can't see all the other ghosts. Like I can't remember why. What's her name? I can't remember the character's name right now. They can see her and stuff, but all these other ghosts they can't see. So she gives them poison to poison themselves just enough that they can see the ghosts, right? Well, some shit happens and the ghosts find out that there's living there, and Gumball and Darwin decide to drink the rest of the poison, killing themselves to become total ghosts.
So they die?
Yes, they kill themselves.
Are they dead for the rest of the series, or is that just like an episode?
No. They use magic and some other shit to get their souls put back in their bodies.
Oh wow!
Which are, if I remember the episode correctly, some bad stuff happens to the bodies. I'm telling you, man, this is not a kid's show.
Yeah, that is pretty dark. It kind of sounds cool though. I definitely want to check it out.
Awesome.
Honestly, I've been wanting to check it out for a long time, but I just haven't.
You should. It's a great fucking show. We love it in the house, and I think there might be a point where like it's okay to let little kids watch it because they're not really understanding everything, but maybe once he starts understanding more, maybe then he shouldn't watch it anymore. I don't know.
There's like that point in between where he starts to take everything really seriously. It's like as a kid, it's like, oh, it's just a show, and then when you're a kid, it's like this is my whole existence, and then then he's gonna start tattooing things like Star Wars on his body and Final Fantasy, and then that'll be the end of it.
So, funny story about tattoos. He's got we buy the temporary tattoos, right? Mm-hmm. And the little ones you stick on with water, Star Wars and Marvel characters and whatever. and he asked if he could get a real tattoo. When we go, because me and my wife were talking about our tattoo artist, which lives where we're going on vacation next week.
Who lives?
And what's that?
Who lives? You said
my tattoo artist.
Which lives? You said which. Your tattoo artist is a person, therefore you use the pronoun who.
Oh, God. Well, how do you know that he's actually worthy of being a human being just because I let him put ink in my body? No. Danny's really cool, and we were talking about seeing him and tattoos and stuff like that, and Lucas started asking, well, I want a real tattoo. I want a forever tattoo or something like that. And it's like, oh, God, son, you got to wait until you're 18. So we did buy these really cool, like, they're still temporary tattoos, but they last a lot longer. They last like 2 weeks instead of just like 2 days. Mm-hmm. And we got him a Totoro and a Mario mushroom is what he picked out.
Good choices.
And yeah, so we're gonna put those on the day before we leave for vacation, and he wants blue hair. So we told him he could I guess punk himself up or whatever you want to call it with the blue hair, with whatever hair color he wanted for the summer when we went on vacation. Kind of sort of doing it to piss off my dad and my father-in-law, not gonna lie.
You're
that's
doing
like
it,
an
or he's
added
doing
benefit.
it?
No, like I'm totally behind it.
Okay.
Because it's gonna upset the old men.
Oh, so are they not all about the tattoo life, even though you have lots of them?
No, my dad can't stand it. My father-in-law, I mean, both of them are like, yeah, it's your body, whatever. But they're not pro tattoo people. When Christine got her first tattoo, I think a part of my father-in-law died.
Funny.
And he may have blamed. And her tattoo is her very first tattoo is Final Fantasy based too. They're Moogle wings on her back.
Wait, she has Moogle wings on her back?
Yes, that she designed, and then Danny took her design and added his own flair with the coloring and shading and stuff. But yeah, she's got Moogle wings on her back. Yep. She's got the Ouroboros from Full Metal Alchemist, also with some artistic latitude, if you will. I know you're not the world's biggest
FMA fan.
Full Metal Alchemist fan, but it's pretty cool. She's got Conti from FLCL. Like in the clouds with birds behind him and stuff like that. I've got Conti and Naoto, but it's actually Atomisk on my shoulder.
Further proof
Naoto.
that I'm just like a bad anime fan. I also don't like FLCL. I don't understand that show. Do not get it. I've seen it 3 times. I couldn't tell you what it's about. I don't understand what's happening in it. And I don't find it very entertaining. So it's like it basically has several strikes against it. And I just don't get it. I don't understand. I think people liked it because it was really different. Because it was. It felt like it was like an indie film, except it was an indie film. Is basically what it was.
But it did introduce me to the Pillows, which started my then decades-long love affair with Japanese rock music. So,
I was like, what the fuck is the Pillows? But that's the band.
It's the band that does the music.
Yeah, you realize no one out who doesn't know what that show is all about would be like, what the fuck, Pillows? What are you talking about? Because to be real, anime has a bad connection with body pillows. They're the
that's true.
That's a thing.
That's true.
That's a thing. You got to be careful.
Waifu pillows.
Yeah.
Oh man. What do we want to talk about today? There's a little bit that happened yesterday. What's on your mind?
Sonic, his redesign is done, ladies and gentlemen. Sonic the Hedgehog. If you've been keeping up with this stuff, Sonic the Hedgehog is getting a live action movie. Partially, he's going to be animated, but everything around him is going to be live action. And he's like creepy looking. If you look at him at certain angles, it looks fine, but then he starts talking and his mouth just looks like it looks too human. That's what people are saying. He has like baby teeth, too human. His proportions are really weird. And it was just an odd thing where it's like, why are they going to go and make him look this weird when they could just make him look closer to how he looks in the video game, right? With bigger eyes and less of a human face, more of like the cartoony face. Like there's no reason why you couldn't go that direction. Other than, it's a live action movie, why not? Because he doesn't even look like a real hedgehog, so why not just go all the way into weird?
I know, right?
Anyway, so Tim Miller producer of the movie and also director of Deadpool, he spoke with Variety and he said, "Look, I was with fans and so was Jeff. When the shit hit the fan, I went over there and said the most important thing to do is say I fucked up. He already sent out a tweet an hour before I got there. He's a good man. It was exactly the right way to handle that. The fans have voiced in this too. There's a right way to listen." So basically, fans raised up a storm on Twitter, and then the director, he went on Twitter and he said literally like, "Yep, we're gonna go back and redesign it. We are listening." And then Miller went on to say, "I think the fans will be pleased." So sadly, there was no image. But
probably saving for a new trailer.
Probably,
review,
maybe even a new image. Like this is a weird one where there's been a lot of hate from the very beginning. Like weird, that never happens with movies, right? Hate from the beginning.
Never.
Definitely not with Ghostbusters 2016. But this was like another situation like that where, with the first image with his legs poking out on the Golden Gate Bridge, and it's like, oh, those legs don't look good. Like those legs look weird. And then like the other ones where you just saw like his silhouette and it was like, ooh, that silhouette does not look like Sonic. And then of course it was all emphasized when he did that one meow thing in the trailer that really sort of that really showed his lips going meow, and it just looked creepy as fuck. So good for you guys at actually following fans' outrage, for lack of a better word. I usually don't like fan outrage, but I'm all about, complaining and stuff and say, like, this looks not very good. I felt bad because it's very clear that the director, I want to say his name is Jeff Fowler, but I forget. Like, I feel bad because they put a lot of work into this and they likely had so many meetings about this. And I don't know, it's just interesting how something that got that far. And I'm wondering what they thought going out of it. Like, I can imagine someone saying, like I don't know about this. And someone saying, like, you know what, let's just... Once the fans see it, they're going to love it. And then we're like, okay, I guess we're going into this. And then obviously that didn't happen. So it's just interesting. What do you think of this?
I mean, it's great that they went and did the redesign and they got it finished because, the movie did get pushed back from, December or something to February of next year?
I think more than that, but yeah. Oh, wait, no.
Okay, so
November to February. That's it.
Okay. So yeah, it got pushed to February of next year, which gives them time to they've done the redesign now. Maybe they're doing the actual animation. I just don't. Do you think the movie's already too far gone? Do you think people are not going to go see it now, like despite the redesign? I mean, I thought this movie was going to have trouble to begin with. I mean, it's a Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I didn't see this being like a $400 million animated film anyways, but I think there's the potential that this movie's doomed and that no matter what the redesign looks like, no matter how game realistic or even cartoon realistic it is, I don't know if it's savable at this point.
Well, I mean, we have no idea. I mean, savable. You're basing this off of what you saw the trailer, right? Like, I don't know. I think it's a little bit. We don't know enough about it. Like, obviously, it didn't look great based on the trailer from what I saw. Like, I wasn't super excited.
I didn't care for Jim Carrey's Robotnik either.
I didn't care for it either. But as far as like, I'm more interested than I would have been. The fact that they went back and changed it, I'm excited to look at least at the new trailer and see it, and I might be more inclined to see it just because, there's some extra good faith there. So I don't know about doomed. It's hard to say. If the movie really, really, really sucks, then yes, I think no amount of redesign can save it. But if the movie ends up being like, that was pretty good, like Detective Pikachu status, it's possible that it does better than it would have because they went back and actually made it look more like Sonic. So,
well, we can all hope it's entertaining. I mean, that's always the hope, is that I get entertained. I have Sonic 4 episodes 1 and 2. I think that's how many there are on the PlayStation Network store thing, like the streaming service, PlayStation Now. I've got those, and I loved playing Sonic growing up. I didn't really get into any of the 3D games.
Yeah,
Did you get into any of those?
Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. And Sonic Adventure 2 is where I fell off after that.
Yeah. So, but I like the character and the games well enough, but video game movies just they don't have the world's best track record.
Mm-mm. They do not.
So
It's funny because
I'm wondering what the
I almost didn't even
go-
think about. I almost didn't even think about Sonic as a video game movie. It's just like a mascot movie.
okay.
It's just like a mascot movie. That I mean, it's almost like not even based on a video game. It's like he's so ingrained in culture that I almost don't even think of him as a
Yeah.
video game character. That's what I
So
was saying.
will the Mario Brothers movie or the Mario movie be a mascot movie or a video game movie to you?
I mean, that one I feel like I associate more with video games than Sonic. Ironically enough, I don't know why. I think it's because Sonic has existed in multimedia more than Mario Brothers has.
Yeah.
Because
Mario
they've
that
had cartoons
old cartoon
and stuff.
TV show.
Oh yeah,
many
the Super
years
Mario
ago.
Bros. Show or whatever it's called.
Yes.
Super Show, Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
God. Oh, have you seen that thing in recent years?
Yes.
Like
Yes. Yes, it's awful. It's actually worse than I thought it would be.
yeah, there's a like a classic and used game store in the area where I live. Actually, a small chain of them, a local chain of them across the several cities where around where I live at, and one of the stores plays it like on repeat, like an old VHS of it that's been ripped. Because if you were playing that VHS, it'd fall apart that much. But they play it on a little TV with a Rob, and there's some other Nintendo stuff in the case with it, and that Mario show's going on, and oh god, is it awful.
I bought the DVD. There's a DVD that was like at Walmart for like $3 or something, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna watch this show," because I loved it as a kid. And oh my god, it looks so bad. It's so bad. It is so bad. It's like a porn opening, is what it looks like.
Yeah, yeah. Do you remember the fucking Legend of Zelda cartoon?
I never actually grew up with it, but obviously I knew about it because the internet is a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never watched it because it was like in the 80s, and I wasn't really conscious in the 80s as much. I was born in 1988, so yeah.
What would you think about video game companies doing that more, but better, obviously. More TV shows, animated TV stuff, like
It
animated
depends on
series.
the project, I guess. I'm trying to think.
What would you like to see, video game wise?
Oh, that's a good question. What would I like to see? Put me on the spot here. I mean, Zelda.
Animated though, animated only.
And Zelda is a good one.
Yeah.
Metroid is another good one. I'd like to see that live action, but I would also be open to seeing that animated.
I could see Metroid getting like the blended Western / anime look like Castlevania had on Netflix. I'd really like to see a Metroid done like that. That'd be badass.
I'd like to see a live action. I feel like that's a movie that really could be an auteur type movie, because if you do it right, in my opinion, there's like it's mostly visuals and almost no talking. Of course, you're gonna have some talking because it's a movie, but the idea of creating something where it's all about atmosphere and creating this feeling of isolation and fear and all that is really cool. I don't know how you do it, but that would be cool to see. What else would I like to see animated? Is Fire Emblem an anime? Because I feel like it would be an anime because they basically are anime characters.
Yeah, they look in. I don't know if they have their own anime. It's been a while since games got their. You remember King of the Fighters and fucking Street Fighter had animes.
Yeah, I remember Street
Fighter.
I don't know King of the Fighter, but I remember Street Fighter.
Oh, yeah. King of Fighters is one of those SNK arcade fighters, and it got its own anime.
I didn't know that.
Fire Emblem anime. Let's see. Is there? Yes, indeed there is.
Okay. Well, there's a new game coming out. Oh my god, I'm so excited for that new game. Fire Emblem Three Houses. I'm so fucking stoked for that game. Have you heard about that?
No.
It looks so good. So there's like you have 3 houses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you are a teacher at these houses. It's like a school with houses, kind of like Harry Potter, right? Think of Harry Potter. And you're a teacher, and you basically decide that you are one of 3 teachers of specific houses, right?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Sorry, there's 1 second. My cat freaked out and like slammed the door, so I was like, "What the hell is that?" Anyway, three houses. Anyways, you're a teacher, and I got thrown off.
Yeah, you were there, teacher, kind of like Harry Potter.
Kind of like Harry Potter, and you are teaching kids to be, I guess, battle people, to warriors or whatever, and you're training them like a military school. And you pretty much somehow focus on, over the course of X amount of time, raising like the specific skills and stats of the students and training them in battle every week and giving them exams and blah 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 blah. And then apparently, like after that, there's like a time skip of like 5 years, and then some like the school goes to hell, and then now all of these houses are like at war with each other, and you start seeing these other students on the other side of the battle against your kids and stuff, and it becomes this huge thing. And if you like, and as if you, depending on how you developed your relationships in the first part of the game, it depends on like who's on your side and who's not on your side and how things turn out and blah 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 blah. And apparently it's literally like 3 games in one, where it's like it's completely different game depending on which house you pick at the beginning, and of course all the other decisions from there. So it looks really good, and apparently a lot of different potential directions for you to go as a gamer, which it looks really awesome.
Interesting. Yeah. I haven't played a Fire Emblem game in fucking forever, since the original DS one.
I haven't played a Fire Emblem game, period, I don't think.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever... I mean, I played strategy games before.
That's pretty cool.
I played strategy games before, like Advance Wars and Final Fantasy Tactics and Tactics Ogre and a couple other ones, but never Fire Emblem, because I think when Fire Emblem finally came out west, I kind of fell out of video games for a while. So, yeah, I just never got to it. And honestly, I never really liked playing on the DS or the 3DS. Like, as much as they had fantastic games, playing on that handheld system was such a pain because it was so small.
Yeah, and it could be uncomfortable for the hands, the smaller ones. The DS XLs were a little bit better because they were bigger, and yeah, I just watched the video while you were talking, and it does look interesting. Oh, because I wanted to see what it was you were talking about. I mean, you did a good job for the audience.
Oh, thank you.
Describing it, you're amazing. I'm just kissing up for a pay raise. But yeah, no, that definitely looks cool. I like the look. I've always liked the anime feel for certain games and the anime look for games that use it in their design. So it's an interesting idea. To take a strategy, and because we're so used to direct control of armies and resources, this is more like developing your resources before you even actually get to use them.
Yeah,
so that's an interesting mechanic. That's something. So we're working on getting my son a Switch for Christmas, and that's something I could definitely see myself picking up. And
you can now get him a Switch Lite if you want.
No, we want the full one that you can plug into the TV. Yeah,
that's fair.
So yeah. Plus, it'll be easier to. I mean, the Switch Lite's basically like. Yeah, no, we're gonna go with the one that you can connect to the TV and the controllers can come off, so I don't have to buy an extra one right off the bat. And
yeah, I mean, if you're gonna get Joy-Con controllers and stuff right off the bat, it's like you're not really gonna save that much money. It's $100 less, but
yeah. So we'll get that. I'm looking forward to Ultimate Alliance 3.
Marvel,
which comes out this month. Yep.
I've never been into those games. They've always.
Did you play the X-Men Legends at all?
No, never played. I really haven't played very many comic book games. They've never really appealed to me because they've always just felt like, I don't know. They never felt super. I don't know, necessary. They just felt like money grabs, and they never seemed like they were that great. Yeah, so that's where I am with that. I mean, there are some exceptions. I grew up, playing a lot of them, but more recently, like more in the past 10 years or so. Yeah.
Well, I know you are not a big fan of money grabs, and I do want to talk about one last.
Are we going to talk about fucking Sony again?
No, we're not going to talk about Sony. We're going to talk about the constant, what was it? There was a movie or a show, something you were like, it just felt like one giant toy commercial, and you weren't happy with that. So
Big Hero
you
6?
didn't. Okay, there you go. But we all know that the franchise that started the whole idea of movie merchandising is Star Wars. And one of my big complaints since Disney has purchased Star Wars is the brand new stuff in every single movie, including these new Sith troopers.
I mean, that's not new, though. That's always happened.
They have never done as much, like literally every movie they do, they're at, even the prequel movies they did, Solo and fucking Rogue One. So I mean, fuck Solo, they redesigned the Millennium Falcon so they could sell new Millennium Falcons. Like, that's annoying to me. I was just curious, having this brand new red First Order Sith Trooper, does that bug you at all?
No.
No?
No, sorry.
It bugs me.
I wish I had outrage for you, but I have no outrage regarding this because it's just, the movie's made and then they have these things to sell, so they're selling them. And the only thing that kind of annoys me is like, okay, the spoilers, quote unquote, that it brings, and also it has the potential to hype up characters, Captain Phasma, before they even come out and ultimately disappoint.
I'm actually kind of surprised we didn't see some Knights of Ren toys announced first.
Yet.
I mean, we saw images of them, so we know they're in there. Yeah,
D23 just around the corner.
Yeah,
that's gonna happen true. For sure. D23, man. We already know that at D23 they're gonna have the Mandalorian. That's showing up. They announced that yesterday. No surprise there. No surprises there.
And I'm excited about that.
Yeah, everyone is. Like, I'm assuming Disney Plus is going to be a big part of it as well because Disney Plus is the platform it's going to be released on. So yeah, I'm super excited. But and I know James and Gig are going to be covering that when they get their D23. What is it, August? Or is it?
Yeah,
August.
It's August.
God damn, these cons are so close.
It's like together. A month after con. It's like a month after Comic-Con, like a month and a couple days.
Yeah, it's like 25 to 28 or something. And then NYCC is when?
October, first week of October, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, there's a little bit of space there, which is nice. But yeah, these conventions are so close together.
October 3rd through the 6th.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, I can deal with that.
Yep,
I can handle that.
I'm excited about that one.
Mm-hmm.
It's my first big con on this side of the aisle, if you will. If fandom and journalism has aisles.
They do have aisles. It's a different experience for sure, especially at these bigger conventions, because at these bigger conventions you're not really
like the press room and stuff.
You're in the press rooms more than anything. You're not in the you do go to panels and stuff every now and then, but that's usually like, okay, I have no interviews now, I have no press rooms, I can go to a panel, go to a floor and stuff. So it's definitely a different experience. In a better way, I think. I think it is definitely a better experience.
Cool.
So your badge isn't going to get you anywhere special. I will say that.
Yeah. Oh well. Anywho, we will be covering the big one not next week, week after.
No, it is next week.
Next week, yeah, it is next week. Starts the 18th. Thursday the 18th?
Wednesday. I mean, Wednesdays we're flying and stuff. It's basically Wednesday, even though they say it's
Wednesday's
not.
like preview night.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I did. Yeah, we did the preview night in 2008, and that was really awesome because that was my first time ever at San Diego, and it's like, oh my god, the exhibit hall floor, everything I've ever loved is in this room, including my wife, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, so we're going to be covering San Diego Comic-Con. Going to be 5 of you there? 5 or 6 of you?
A lot, yeah, I think 6.
Yeah.
More technically, because I know we're also covering some dark web related stuff, so...
yes.
Yeah, more than 6. But as far as overall coverage for the con itself, 5 or 6, yeah.
Yeah, so make sure you guys are checking out LRMonline.com every single day for all the latest and greatest coming from San Diego Comic-Con, from Jammer and the team out west. Make sure you guys are checking out the website every single day. All your entertainment news is there. Everything that you could imagine wanting to know about will get you there. Make sure you guys check out the YouTube channel. Lots of great videos going up and new stuff in the future. So make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and share it with some friends and family. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the LRM Online, I almost said Los Fanboys channel again, LRM Online Podcast Network, wherever you get wherever you get your podcasts from. We are everywhere with amazing shows like LRM Ranks It, which this week's episode was on great vampire films. I did that with Brian. That was pretty cool. Breaking Geek Radio, the podcast, hits every Monday. LR Mornings, Monday through Friday. Los Fanboys on Fridays. Lots of great stuff on the channel, so make sure you guys are subscribed to that. Jammer, where can people find you at?
You can find me on Twitter at JamTheWriter, and of course all my stuff at LRMonline.com. Also, I will not be here on Monday because I am traveling right before San Diego Comic-Con, so that's fun. Going to Colorado for a wedding, coming back Monday, hanging out Tuesday, leaving Wednesday. I hate my life. Yeah. Ooh.
Well, then you guys will be able to look forward to probably Christine joining us for Monday's show then. So yeah, look forward to that. Jammer, it was great having you on. As always, it was a great week. You guys can find me at that Kyle Malone on Twitter and doing stuff for the website. I write on the weekends, so make sure you guys come by on the weekends, say hello, leave some comments, and we will talk to you, or at least I will talk to you, on Monday. Have a good weekend.
Bye-bye.